Yeah.
Shut up.
Welcome.
Welcome to another episode. We are here.
Listen.
Yeah. Obviously, we're just not going to have a regular intro, so.
Oh, Biff, you need to definitely hit me. Turn your camera off. Oh, my God.
Oh, no. And that definitely fell.
All right, yo. We back with another episode of From My Experience. Where's my Arizona tea? Ooh.
I love that tea. That's a good talk.
All right. We got a few topics tonight. One I'm gonna save for last. It got really heated on Facebook. Well, not really heated. There was just a lot of opinions on Facebook about it. But we're gonna talk about. Well, Alex, you're gonna lead.
I'm not leading nothing.
You're gonna lead men who were abused by women because you brought that topic up.
No.
The mush. Shut up, so I can introduce the topics. The mushy side of dating and vulnerability. I'll talk about that because that's kind of something I'm going through. How important are your mate's friends? And truthful conversations and issues with the way your mate dresses. That's a loaded one. And that Facebook discussion, like, oh my goodness, like that was some of the best dialogue I've ever seen on the page. Like it was pretty civil for the most part. A couple people got a little heated, but no one really like cussed each other out. Like it was, people were making valid points and giving good reasons. But it was overall, it was really good. So yeah. So Alex, you talked about men who were abused by women.
Yeah. All right. That article popped up, and I felt the need to share it because, oftentimes men or, societal norms, it's like, oh, what the heck?
That's Biff. She's working on her.
I dropped my phone. No, I dropped my phone.
Oh.
Whoops. But it's, in summary, it's more or less like, a lot of times they amplify when, men are doing the perpetrating, but you don't often get it on the reverse end, and it does happen. It does exist. And what I shared in the group was just some testimonials and some, examples of that. And, a lot of times, the biggest issue is men heckling other men for going through that. You know what I mean? And I think that's wrong. If you're dating like, rest her soul, China, she's going to be able to beat up some men, you know what I mean? Or smack them around, slap them around and stuff.
You just laughed, Biff?
Because she co-sided it. It's all good.
Wow, yeah, China.
It's not funny because I just pictured it. Like, I grew up wrestling, so just seeing somebody, like, getting smacked or mollywopped by China, I just pictured it like, shut up, just getting smacked. But
yeah. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? It's like, it does exist. It does happen. But, a lot of men heckle other men. And if we're brothers, like, people go through stuff. When women are going through abuse, a lot. Don't you see that there's a support system? They have groups. They can talk to each other and all that.
It's not just women. Everybody gets.
No, I'm guessing. I get what you're saying, but it's just pertaining to this topic. It's like, a lot of men don't say nothing because they're afraid of what people are going to say, and I think that's kind of sad. That the only reason why I brought attention to it because it's real. You know what I mean? Don't think that it doesn't happen, but be brave. Now we're in this movement of, everybody just putting their experiences out there. If you're going through that, hey, I'll be honest. Like, I'll be like, why would you let that happen? You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't know. But Faber, like, let me know what you think about that. It's just, to me, I'm trying to understand it from the recipient's end.
I think just like there are damaged and battered women who've been in situations in life. Well, I won't say, I'll take the battered part out. Just like there's been damaged and psychologically affected women who deal with and tolerate a abusive relationship, there are men like that too. And they just don't know how to deal, don't know how to handle it.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's the thing, like, you don't know what you're going to do until you're in that situation. Like, I know someone who years later told me that they were in an abusive relationship for a while, and they were asking me for advice, and I was shocked because if y'all knew this person like I knew this person, like, there's no freaking way. Like, there's no way. Like, she wasn't like a wrestler or nothing, but like she was tough, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, the first time it happened, she was in such shock, she didn't know what to do. And she said he just put fear in her because he was serious. Like, when it happened, she was like, yo, he will like kill me. So like you literally don't know what to do. So but it is weird hearing it because, you know, when you think of a man, but you gotta look at men too. All of us ain't brolic. All of us ain't, you know what I'm saying? All of us don't have don't have those escalated testosterone levels, and it's like, you know, you try to shrug it off. And I'm not saying you got to get your behind beat or slapped up bloody, but like, even if your girl hits you, like, I don't even like to be hit. Like, don't hit me. Like, if we're fighting or something, or you like, you know, you tickling me or something, that's different. But like, when we're in an argument or something and you like push me or like hit me, like, that'll probably be the end for me. Like, don't touch me. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to feel like that's okay.
Yeah. Just to echo what Alex was saying about that, it is actually, I do feel bad, and it is kind of so much of a stigma about men being abused. But again, like you said, just recently and in modern times, you know, it's just, now it's not so much, are you a woman abused, are you a man abused, it's, oh, you've been abused. Now it's to the point where it's like, well, what type?
Yeah.
And I feel bad that it's even come to that point where it's no longer a gender thing. It's, well, what type of abuse are you suffering? And just like with mental health in the Black community, especially in the Black community, again, domestic violence with men and that toxic masculinity thought path that if I tell that this woman is beating on me, or if I tell people that this woman is treating me like shit, they're going to see me lesser than, you know, I'm less than a man. And so I got to stick it out and stick through it. And I've seen situations, yes, that men can be battered. Yeah. Like you said, you don't have to be the biggest or the biggest or the broadest, but I've even seen grown men that were big and broad that brought down by the tiniest woman. Yeah. So not necessarily all abuses aren't even necessarily physical. There are women,
there you go.
Women that will tear men apart, that are master manipulators.
You know what? That's right.
That's drag men through it. Like, those are personality traits. They're not even gender roles per se. So it's just like situations like that. When you hear abuse, I am sorry. I wish more men would come about. But at the end of the day, we do know it is more women abused, more so than men. But I just need those men that are not to be shamed or not to feel afraid, and you need to step up. I really want men to see other men in like vulnerable spotlight. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to express that you've been hurt. You know what I'm saying? I want to build a better you and move past that instead of creating another cycle of toxicity by having a son or by having a daughter and repeating the same shit.
Yep.
So I mean, that the whole thing is just, honestly, it just blows my mind, like how bad it is. Just anybody, any abuse, just please. I know it's definitely easier said than done, but please think about it and please try to reach out. Like, there is somebody out there that is willing to help you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a man or woman. You simply just have to say, I've been abused. I need help.
100, you know, and I'm glad that, you know, getting different perspectives and angles from that, because to me, like, I just only understood, like, why would they let that happen? You know, and being from the culture that I come from, it's like, it's rare that happens, but when it does, it's just like you see like types that allow that to happen. Like, they go into this whole martyrdom thing, and they're just like, well, I'm going to let her get away with it, and so she can feel sorry and see that she's doing me wrong. And it's like, what the heck? You know, it's just some wildness. I don't understand. But, you know, I do appreciate the co-signing and, like, hey, you know what? Folks have to understand, if you're going through something, say something, seek support. You don't have to accept bad behavior. That can also segue. Actually, I don't even mention that, but offline we were talking about what people will accept, and I think Robert knows what I'm talking about. But
No, I don't.
you know, remember the Wendy Williams thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's for another day. But that's all I had on that. It's just it does happen on the other side of the aisle, and if you are a male going through that, I'm learning not to worry about what people think, because when you're trying to please other people who don't give a damn about you and they don't pay your bills and all that, and you're sitting there repressing it and suffering to trying to impress somebody or prove something to somebody else, you're only doing yourself a disservice. And that's all I
Yeah.
got.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to accept help. And if you're gonna offer to help, be prepared to, to truly help. Do your
Yeah,
research
and
or whatever.
understand that it is a cycle, and a lot of people that are battered, they don't understand or know that they are battered. So they will fight you hand and tooth. And
Mm-hmm.
it took me a lot to realize that, one of my best friends, she was a battered woman that was in that battered state for so long, and it was just like, why would you even want to stay around? You know what I'm saying? Like, logically to us, we'd be like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck up and going. But once you in that cycle and somebody has manipulated you so bad to the point where you can't leave, like, it's a fight. And I want
Yeah.
everybody to know, you're not going to walk up to somebody and say, let's go, we leaving, and that's going to be it. It's not that easy.
It's definitely not that easy.
So again, if you are willing to help somebody, again, you're gonna have to put in the work just as much as them, because trauma is not easy for anybody. PTSD is not easy for anybody. I don't care who you are. It's gonna
I know
affect
that's
you.
right.
So please be in a good mental space and a good space for you to be resourceful and to help out. But even if you can't be resourceful, even if you are, I know just be an ear, even if that's the most you can do. Something. But also be there to help document and help, be a witness to this shit. Because a lot of times, they get intimidated, and then it's just like, I don't want to say nothing. And then, if you don't say nothing, they don't have no evidence to back it up, they walking scot-free. So even if it's just, you have to witness it, God forbid, so you can vouch for them should some shit happen, do it. But just, this is just a real, I know this is a real somber subject, but
It is. That's what I'm
abuse
saying.
is abuse no matter who it is, and I don't stand for it on any ground against anybody. I'm a firm believer of keeping your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Especially women, keep your hands to yourself, because I know we like to get in our feelings like, oh, let me hit that nigga, but as soon as that nigga don't remember, that's what I'm saying. Don't get too happy feeling like, some men have restraint, but all men don't.
They really don't. There's enough videos on the internet to prove that.
Right. And
Matter of
there's
fact,
a lot of people, even men, don't put your hands on nobody. Nobody can put their hands on nobody, regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been in one situation where I felt I put my hands on somebody, and that ended quite quickly after, like, that was like, no, that was a big red flag. No. That's the first time. As soon as the first time that happened, I guarantee it can happen again. So.
Yep. Because the door is already open, and there's a sense of comfort.
You've allowed it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, my bad, this first time, but if I get away with it one time, what can I get away with again?
And that's why I was talking about that Wendy Williams thing. She accepted too much, and that's why she's in the situation you're in now.
And he said he wasn't going to talk about it, and he came back around to it.
It's not a topic.
Yo, Alex, you're hilarious at doing the opposite of what you say you're going to do. I just find that funny about you. That's funny.
Hey, you know me for how many years? You know,
over 10, yo. That's a long time.
I know.
You little Mitch.
Moving on to the
How
next
the heck
topic.
she gonna take our words? That's my line.
That's my line. All right.
Turn your camera on. Turn your camera on.
Don't turn it back on.
She
took your sound effects too.
Wow. What the heck is this? Wow. Wait a minute. I'm being infiltrated.
Oh God.
Oh,
okay. Let's talk about.
I'm trying something. That's why
we're gonna talk about something that's close to my heart and near and dear. And I think, fellas, we go through this. I'll be the one to speak out. We'll talk about the mushy and vulnerable side of dating or being with someone you love.
So I want to talk about that.
What?
Yes, I do want to talk about that.
So for me, For me, I'm a very 0 to 100 all or nothing type of person. You know what I'm saying? Either I'm gonna go all in or I'm not. And shout out to my baby. I love you, baby. Mwah. I love this girl. Like,
Damn.
shut up. I love this.
know, right?
Shut up. Listen, because I know she supports and
Over there
listens.
making love noises.
What? No, I love her, and you know, I can come to her and talk to her about everything. But I think the most important thing that we do when we talk is I can be vulnerable with her. Like, normally as a dude, you got to have like a little bit of an exterior shell. You got to be a little tough. You got to be masculine. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, we have thoughts, we have feelings, we have insecurities. And when you love and care about your girl, like, her opinion matters. Her thoughts matter.
True.
Her feelings matter. So when we talk, it's like, you know, hey, baby, what do you think about this? Or this is how I'm feeling. Like, I can be very open and honest with her about things that I'm thinking about, my insecurities or things that I could be doing better. And a lot of us don't like having that conversation, but actions can be deceiving sometimes. Like, you might think everything's all good and it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told her, like, I love you so much that, like, I'm afraid. Like, I don't even know. I know what we're working towards and what we're going to do and where I want to be with you in the future. But I'm like, this is, like, the way that I feel about her, like, it's scary. Like, it's like, whew, wow. Like, y'all know what I had on camera earlier. Don't say nothing. Like, it's like, it's like I wish somebody would. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to let someone know truly, you know, and wholeheartedly, let them know how you feel and have those open and honest discussions. It feels great, man. It does. It feels like that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, we can just talk to each other. Like, there's no judgment. There's no ulterior motives. It's like, yo, hear me out as a person. I hear you out as a person. You share your thoughts. I share my thoughts. Cool. Like, I love that. So that is something that we don't talk about a lot. And I just wonder... I wonder if it's because we're not with the right person or we're just closed off to that and we just want to stay this hard, whatever. What are y'all
I feel like
Shut up, Alex. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel like it could be a mixture of both just because, especially like in my case, I have a emotional disorder, I guess you could kind of say, being bipolar, and sometimes it's extremely hard managing my emotions, so therefore I learned to not have them.
Right.
And I learned to detach, and so when I finally got something real or got something that was of substance, I was scared. I was confused, like, you know what I'm saying? You get the butterflies, like, I'm about to sit here and pour my heart out. I'm about to sit here and be like, okay, this is how I feel. You know, I'm putting myself out there, and, you know, I'm not gonna lie, my ego is probably through the motherfucking roof. So I don't deal well with rejection. So
Who does?
I think a lot of people, exactly.
Do.
So I think a lot of people take that into account is when, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I can tell you my feelings, but I can't tell your response.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, it's kind of like a 50-50 flip a coin. Do I really want to tell you? Because I could tell you, but then there's also a chance of getting a response that I don't want. And some people look at that chance as being too big. So I just rather not deal with it. And then you have people who have like personality traits, which I've known, especially with young black men, they're not as vulnerable. Matter of fact, somebody I've speaking to told me, we were talking about communication issues, and he was just like, I don't typically communicate how I feel. Never had to.
Yeah.
I just feel what I feel. I swallow up and I go on about my business. Either you can see it in my actions or you don't. And I'm like, that, you know, that doesn't always work like that. And then like even through talking with him, you know, especially, you know, I'm like healing, you know, like healing people. So I got him to finally like open up and express, but man, it was like, I have to put in effort. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have to.
And
you got to crack that hard exterior shell.
Yeah. And I had to get him to understand that everybody's not out to get you. Like there's genuine people who genuinely care about you. And I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't learn that until last year. And this is some tough stuff to figure out. But at the end of the day, you got to, with love. Honestly, love is just you're never going to win if you try to crunch numbers with love.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I'm a logical thinker, as much as I love to crunch numbers, as much as I'm like, do this shit make sense? What are my chances of this? Like, that's just one thing that I've never gotten right when you sit there and try to calculate. Like, honest to God, that is probably the only subject that I literally have to say, go with your heart. Use common sense.
Yeah.
But go with your heart. And for the first time last year and some into this year, I was vulnerable enough to pull myself aside and have these grown conversations with these men like, this is what I feel. This is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Being honest and raw. And when you make yourself vulnerable, I feel like that also takes the relationship to a different level.
Yep.
Even if it's just like friendship or even if it's just your newly in a relationship, that takes that bond to another level. So it's like, I see the side of you that nobody else sees.
Exactly.
Like, you see me when I'm boohoo and crying. Everybody else just see me smiling and kikiing and, oh, you a comedian and all this stuff. And but behind closed doors, I'm crying my eyes out. I done had a bad day. You see me vulnerable. Or I'm sitting here laying down with you telling you, babe, I done lost my job, but, this is that and the fourth. And he's like, I got your back. I'm right here behind you. It is what it is. Like, you good. Like, that's what you need, somebody that can confirm your vulnerability. But again, that also goes into making sure you're picking sound partners, picking people for the right reason. Pick somebody that's going to listen to you, not somebody that just hears you and talks back. There's a difference.
Yep.
So that's really tricky. That's always been a hard one for me, especially with with my disorder and learning how to control my emotions and. And even admitting that to somebody that you're, trying to settle down or find yourself being serious with, that's a big deal. Because again, like, you don't have to deal with me if you don't want to. That's your choice. When I tell you I'm bipolar, I'm putting the ball in your court. You're allowed to deal with what you want to. You don't have to, or you can try. So it's just like, yeah, so I kind of, being vulnerable is not, it's a good thing, as long as you use it within, common sense. Don't be out there telling everybody all your skeletons in your closet is what makes you tick to the point where, what I'm saying, you gotta be careful, because on the flip side, again, you have people like narcissists, you have people like manipulators who find out what makes you tick, or they find out
and they abuse the hell out of it.
Yes, and they abuse it and they use it to their power. So again, like I said, be careful in your choices, but when you make your choice, make sure you have, you're 100% behind your choice.
Yep, I agree.
Amen. What about me?
No comment?
Come on, Mick.
Okay, moving on to the next.
Go ahead.
What's the next one?
Oh, you have nothing to say, Alex?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
That's a first.
I'm not talking to you. No, it's not.
All
right, so...
Wow. Biff over there dancing.
So, all right, guys. So, for you to really, truly grasp this next one, and I'm pretty sure we've all had experiences with this, and I guess I'll leave this topic again because I'm not gonna say I'm dealing with this. Like, I had a conversation about this with my girl, and then I saw my lady, my woman. I don't like girl. I have come to some conclusions as a man. You know what I'm saying? So, in order to really understand this, you're going to have to go to the Facebook page from My Experience Podcast, request it, get approved. Hold on, I got to drag Biff down here so I can see her dancing. I wish y'all could see what Biff is doing. What the man. But basically, now, I don't want to get on the subject of the scenario I'm about to read off, but basically just the overall concept. And this goes for both sexes. So basically there's a picture of this woman who has this tight dress on. Like, you can literally see her butt cheeks. Like, the dress, well, not literally. The dress is fitting. Like, it's like she has on a second skin.
It's a booty clapping pants.
Okay, there you go.
They know what I'm talking about when I say booty clapping pants, but it's a whole material like a maxi dress. They know what I'm talking about when I say that.
So now this one says, my fiance and I got into it over the weekend. My over my choice of clothing. We were supposed to go to one of his friends' house for a party, but when he saw the outfit I put on, he asked me to change it because it revealed too much and really enhanced my booty. When I refused to change clothes, he said why am I reading like that? When I refused to change clothes, he said we weren't going, and he's had an attitude since. Was I wrong to refuse to change outfits, or was he being insecure? Should she have changed? So, you have to really go to the Facebook page to see this to kind of understand. Look, y'all should see Biff. So, yo, we have, first of all, shut up. First of all, shout out to everyone who supports and listens to the podcast. Like, y'all really, I got a little emotional today. We had, I'm about to look at it now, 20, oh God, the number's not showing up anymore. We had like 27 something odd comments. Like, mad people was commenting. I wish y'all could see Biff. Yeah, 27 comments. A lot of people had a lot of opinions. A majority of people felt like she should change. Some people said you can't. Telly she said
my bad,
can't police or get upset about attire, especially if it's how someone dressed prior to y'all getting together. So now there's varying opinions here. Shakira, shout out to Shakira. She said the man needs to be more confident because she got ass and thighs and she dresses the way she wants and her man doesn't have a problem with it. Shout out to Beverly Rose. Love you, Bev. Bev saw it from both perspectives because she's married. My frat brother Yo Devon responded to her because he's also married. And they kind of had they agreed on a majority of it, but they had a little bit of a back and forth. But a majority of the people felt like she should have changed clothes. Now, again, you have to look at this picture to really grasp it. But
I don't even think that's necessarily the picture.
No.
That's any scenario. That's any scenario where you consider anything sexy. It doesn't necessarily just have to be that picture.
Nah.
So she can have on some low-rise jeans and a crop top or a little
Who did what?
Thing that's sexy.
And I got blown up. So here is, again, this is the vulnerable mushy side. Matter of fact, who wants to go first? I don't want to.
I'll go first.
What?
I'll go first.
Okay, good.
All right.
What are you doing?
I mean, honestly, I think if you're to the point where you engage with somebody, you should kind of already know how they work per se.
Okay,
like,
Biff, stop. I'm gonna stop you right there. Let's take that out. Let's just keep it surface level on just the dress.
Okay,
let's say y'all been together. Let's say y'all been together a year.
Okay.
Or something.
Even if it's somebody you're dating, you've been with said person a year, right?
Okay.
So you should know what said person's attire is like. You should know what said person's style is like.
I
now,
agree.
This some off the wall, you ain't never want no shit like this type example. Then yeah, I can see it.
That's what it seemed like this was with that scenario.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
that honestly, that's what it seemed like. You ain't never want no shit like this.
Like you happy to go to this nigga house, ain't it?
Thank you, but if I'm walking, you know what I'm saying? If I'm with you in the summertime and we go out with friends and stuff, and I got on the sexy little sundress or maxi dress or tube dress or whatever the fuck it is, I should be able, you know what I'm saying? I'm expected, or I think I would be expected to be able to wear that again in a different, you know what I'm saying, same type of scenario. We go on and hang out. So I can wear it when we go out to the bar, but I can't wear it to the house. What's the difference? I'm still with you.
Okay.
So like I said, if I've been wearing this shit, and you didn't have a problem, now all of a sudden you got a problem when you go around your niggas, there's a different type of problem, and it ain't with me. So what's really going on? Now I get it. I can get it.
I'm sorry. I hear Alex breathing.
That just me with that shit. No, my whole thing is when you get in a relationship, who you met or who you built with that person, that's your relationship. Stop letting these societal norms tell you what the fuck you need to do in your relationship. If you like walking around butt ass naked and your partner say that's okay, walk around butt ass naked, then walk the fuck around butt ass naked. Don't let no person tell you, well, once you get married, you gotta cover up. No, you don't. Christians are some of the biggest fucking freaks I know. No. Stop letting people. This whole shit is basically what people think of me. What will people think of me? It's really subjective to each relationship. I know people where she covered up. You know what I'm saying? She feel like she needs to wear long sleeve and jeans when she goes out, then that's fine. I know other relationships, aka me, I'm gonna wear what the fuck I want, and the person I'm with is confident enough to be okay with that. But that's what fits for them. But just because it doesn't fit for you, doesn't mean it doesn't fit for somebody else. This is basically like, oh well, my relationship, I do this. There is no right or wrong in this answer per se.
Ooh, good
it's
job,
just
Bill.
different scenarios, and it's so many hypothetical scenarios of what ifs, and then people not taking into account personalities and history.
Right.
And then again, why are you dating somebody if you don't know what the fuck they got going on?
So okay, I'm sorry. Were you finished?
Oh, you go ahead.
So, what are your thoughts on now here? Well, okay. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. You finished? Go ahead, Alex, because I'm going to tell y'all what me and my girl talked about and what my decision was, basically.
All right. It's my turn?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
That dude was breathing, waiting in the background.
I'm going to say this. Like I said before we went on air, that there's no right answer to this. However,
I think there's a right answer. I'm gonna argue with that.
I can tell you, just in general, there's different things to consider, right? Oftentimes, you shouldn't be worried about what other people think.
Yep.
But you have to worry about what other people do or what they might see as an open invite. Now, I could tell you a guy can say, hey, why would this man let his girl leave the house looking like that? They must not be that serious, because that seems like inviting. But then again, somebody else might perceive that as, oh, well, they should have a right, like Biff was saying, dress however the hell you want to dress and look however the hell you want. You know what I mean? But again, not everybody is on the same sheet of music when it comes to that. Furthermore, it's something where, you got to worry about other folks' actions. What they say can I could care less. But, a dude might be trying to push up and be a little too aggressive, like we were having that disagreement on the last broadcast. Some people might not know how to say no, but dressing like that might invite that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different ways to look at it.
Yep.
Where it's just, at the end of the day, with that, it's just other people. You can't predict what other people are going to do or how they're going to respond to someone, being dressing in such a way that is like desired. All right. Now, as far as the relationship aspect of it goes, where if the chick or the dude know they look good, or they know they're like bad, so to speak, it's your responsibility to be like, you know what? I know I'm with my mate. I should respect that and not put...
You beat your mate.
Alex.
I said...
No, don't lose your thought, Alex. Don't lose your thought. I just want to say something real. No, don't lose your thought, for real. So, okay. Ladies, the equivalent for you would be, I guess, a man with sweatpants showing off, with his bulge or whatever, or a tight ass shirt, or maybe, the buttons down. So he's revealing his sexy. That would be like the equivalent for y'all, I guess. But go ahead.
Yeah. So it's something where it's like, okay, yeah, security plays a part in it, where if your mate is coming home with you, and it shouldn't matter, because I've dated folks where it's like, they dress a certain way, no matter what they did, they were getting attention. But I was secure in myself, knowing that, hey, that person made me feel okay enough to say, hey, you know what? They're, salivating over something they'll never have because that's mine. Right? Mm-hmm. But again, there's so many different ways to view it. You may have somebody who's insecure. You don't know what experience they had, and they might be dating somebody. Then all of a sudden they're getting all this attention, and they might be in fear that, oh, somebody might come and take this person away, or, be a threat to their relationship. So is there the two people in the relationship, like, to your points earlier, know your mate. And then if you're really that serious, you wouldn't advertise something like that out there to bring in unwanted attention. At the end of the day, it's respect for how serious the relationship is, and if you know that it's something, of substance, you possibly would be looking to marry that individual. It's just out of respect, period. But again, there's different ranges. So that's why I said there's no real correct answer. It's just wherever you are with that person. If you're serious with that person, and I don't think anybody goes into something saying, oh, well, I don't see him as a potential. Maybe that's just me. Like, I always look at somebody like, you know what, I'm dealing with you for a reason. I'm not going to be wasting my time. I probably can see something, maybe not right now, but maybe down the future. You're not, I don't know. It's more like you're dealing with somebody for a reason, and with that, it's like you got to respect the reason that you sought that person or that person sought you and you gave them the chance, and again, to me, it's like some sort of advertising. But then again, the outside folks got to control themselves because you might bring on some crazies and they don't know how to say no. And just like, the little surprise y'all will see, what was on the screen, it's just like,
but
oh, you talking about? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but one of the points that I've seen a young lady bring up, I can't remember who, or Biff already said her name, but regardless, if you are a shapely woman, no matter what you wear, it's gonna have a shape. When I was up to damn near around 200 pounds and I had a shape, regardless of what I wore to work, somebody always complained. I literally wore a fucking t-shirt and scrubs. My scrubs are too tight. They're not too tight. Yeah. I'm sorry, I have a butt and I have thighs. Scrubs are made a certain way.
Yeah, if y'all have never seen Biff is shaped like Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
What?
So, yeah.
Shut up.
But it's just like regardless of anything I wear, whether it's a maxi dress or anything thin material, it's gonna look quote unquote. Yeah. It could be misconstrued as trashy or misconstrued as she's trying to show off. But damn it, sometimes I just want to wear what the other girls wear. I'm sorry, I got a butt. That's not my fault.
Right.
And
sorry, not
still,
sorry.
You can be, but even still, you can be completely covered up. But if you have a shape, it's going to be seen. Wear you some high-waist jeans. Cool. They're going to see you coat by the ass and how it sit up in your jeans. You wear a crop top. Cool. They're still going to see how your titties sit up. Like, regardless of what you wear sometimes, even just matter of fact, a perfect example, I had to take my baby to a new barber shop.
Oh,
and
God.
The barber wanted to talk to me. But this, I promise you, I had on, like, 2 big sweats, like, a hoodie. I was looking bad as fuck. I had like my little curly fro and shit. And he still tried to talk to me. And then I was talking to my homeboy and I was like, I could not figure out for the life of me, why the fuck the man want to talk to me when I'm looking just like this? And he was like, sweetheart, men can see through clothes, right?
Yeah.
It's our superpower.
And that shit, that just blew my mind. I was like, I didn't even think about no shit like that. And that man seen my shape when I had on some grown-ass man, 2 big clothes. Like, so again, it can't even necessarily be what you wear. It's the people. You can't help. If somebody want to creep, they're going to creep on it.
So,
that's right.
Were you finished, Alex and Biff?
Well, I mean, Biff pretty much confirmed what I was saying. Like, you can't control other people, And before you go out the house, prepared to wear that, just take all of that into consideration. That's all.
All right, so I love you, baby. And I promise I'm not going to take everything we talk about and turn it into a podcast topic. Huh?
Well, see, I don't look at it like that. Because, see, when I be dressed up and my man be looking good, I don't be like, okay, is somebody going to notice me tonight? Like, I'm in the motherfucking mirror like, we're the best looking motherfuckers in this bitch. What's up? You step like that's what I mean. It's not. I'm not like, oh, you too fine. You ain't finna put that on because you too fine. Oh, you damn right too fine. Give me your hand. Let's go. Look. Now,
see, I agree with that too. But there was one point that I think you mentioned, Robert, in there that if you're around,
I didn't mention anything yet.
What was it? Like,
I didn't mention anything.
Okay, well, at button retweet.
All right, you know what? If you can go back to the post, if it's like a party, you're going with your fellas, your dudes and stuff. Come on, like you can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's just gonna
Yo, you sound
problem.
like Venom from NBC too.
I'm gonna have on what I have on. What difference do it make? If we pregame at the house, I'm still have on what I have on.
All right,
I'm just saying. It's just
you can't pick and choose scenarios now. If we all going over there to like chill and have like couples movie night or some shit. Okay, I'm not gonna wear no maxi dress and some heels or some shit. Okay, I get that. Situations like that is appropriate.
Yeah.
Jeans and t-shirt and sneakers and going about your business. But if we going over there to pregame before we go out, I'm not gonna walk around in my moo-moo because you don't want them to see what my club outfit look like.
Yeah, but right. You know what? Dudes are ruthless.
Shut up! All right, I'm gonna go now because y'all running in circles. So,
we don't care.
What? You care? Oh, you care. That's why you on the show,
Mitch.
So,
wait, Robert. Before you go, I don't mean to cut you off. Is there any comments you want to highlight, like that posted in the topic?
I already highlighted them at the beginning. Were you listening?
I was setting something up.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the ones that need the good one is between Devon and Bev, but they're very long. Pause. So I don't know if
that's what I said.
What?
All right. Okay. So, but yeah, you can read them. Whatever you're doing, Alex, go read it. Do whatever you're gonna do. So this is a discussion her and I have. So there's a combination of things. Number one, I've known my lovely lady for over 10 years. That's number one. Number two, I know her style and I know how she dresses. Number three, I know her body type and shape. Number four, I know where I stand with her and I know her intentions and her purpose for going out. So what it really comes down to, fellas, and I'm going to tell you this, when you get in a position of a relationship and y'all are to the point where you truly value each other's opinions, because you'll be asked, because I don't ever really say anything to her about what she wears, because as a man, I don't give a fuck who you are. As a man, a real true man, you don't want other niggas gawking at your girl. I don't give a fuck how confident you are. You don't want to know you don't want to hear the thoughts in another dude's mind about your girl, and then it just, you just don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, I don't ever want to hear or to see it. So, but you got to be realistic. So we were talking. Yeah, you got to be realistic. So we were talking because my last girlfriend was very shapely, but she didn't dress as sexy as my girlfriend does now. Like, my girlfriend dresses very sexy and seductive. My last girlfriend, she was like you, Biff. She was so thick she couldn't help it. Like, you can't hide it. There's nothing you can do. So she was getting dressed, getting ready to go out, and she had something on, and she was like something to the effect of, "What do you think about my outfit?" or "I don't think you're gonna like my outfit," or something like that. Because I didn't say nothing to her. So she showed me the outfit. She purposely didn't turn around. My girl she's very shapely. I'm going to just say that. Like, yeah. So when she turned around, I was like, whoa. So she was like, well, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, babe. Didn't mean to blah, blah, blah you. But I said, I'm only going to have this discussion with you one time. I'm only going to say this to you one time. I was like, don't ever ask my opinion on what you're going to wear or what you're wearing out. Because I said 9 times I was like, I understand why you dress the way you dress, and you wear what's comfortable. You wear what works for you. I understand that. Because I asked her, I was like, is that comfortable to you? Like, does that make you feel good? Does it make you feel sexy? She said yes. And I said, that's something I don't want to take away a part of what someone is or who they are and how they express themselves. But I told her this. I said, I'm only going to say this to you one time. It's never a good idea to ask me that, because I don't ever want another dude to look at you. That's unrealistic. I don't want another dude commenting at you, hollering at you. That's unrealistic because you fine.
Okay,
I said, I also understand that you are shapely. Like, baby, you can't hide all that ass. She can't. There's nothing she can do. Like, it's blat out, like Martin, like plat pow, like.
Shut up.
But I said, I will say this. I
don't want nobody to talk about my baby.
Describe
ass in 7 adjectives.
Well, so I said, I love you, I trust you, and I said, I understand your intentions. And I said, I won't question that. And I said, I know you're going to dress the way you're going to dress. And I said, honestly, I'm just going to have to fucking deal with it. I said, because you're never going to get yeah, like if y'all would have seen what I saw, y'all would like, huh? Like it wasn't crazy provocative, but it's just, she got a big booty. Like, there's nothing she can do about it. So I was just like, that's just something I've learned. I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Like when you got a fine ass woman, you some shit you just gotta deal with. So
that's true.
I think
that's
it's
true.
about it's about having a conversation. But I respected her for even wanting my opinion because I didn't say anything and I never say anything. I might be funny and be like, what? But she literally asked me and showed me, and I respected her for that, which lets me know you care enough about what I think. So you're not going to go out there and do something crazy or do anything or wear anything that will make me uncomfortable because you love me and you value my opinion enough to ask of my opinion. So I was like, I got to eat that. But I was like, I'm going to tell you now. I was like, but don't ever ask me that again because you're probably never going to like my answer because I want you to myself. Like, I don't want niggas looking at you. So that's how that ended. The other factor, and the reason why it's different for me is because we're in two different states. So if I'm going out with you, it's a little different. But when I'm not there and you're going to be around dudes or hanging out with your girls and stuff, that's another reason why I don't want to open that can of worms, because I don't want to hear about when you get home what a nigga said or did or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it just adds fuel to the fire of why you dressing like that type deal.
That's not fair, Biff.
Wait, no, listen to what I'm saying. But that's why I said that's why I told her we don't need to have this discussion because I just gotta eat it. Because this it's gonna happen. Like I said, it's gonna happen. But you ain't gotta tell me about it. Now if a nigga put his hands on you, do something crazy, never mind.
Well, some of that is just part of your night. And I think what a lot of men misconstrue or get confused is we're telling you about another man, not so much to make you jealous, but at the same time we're reiterating how loyal we are to you. Like, babe, let me tell you what this crazy ass nigga did, but guess what? I held it down for you, da-da-da-da-da, and that's how it goes. It's not even necessarily, that nigga was all in my face, because again, just because you said she's shapely, she can be approached just off that alone. But when I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? You said, I don't want to hear that. I get what you're saying.
Because of my defensive side, not because I'm upset, because I want to fight him. Like, it's not her. I'm not mad at her. It's like, nigga, quit talking to my girl. Like, I'm fine with her.
Yeah, I side with Romo.
Of course, but realistically, you can't go fight everybody that try to holler at your girl, bitch. So it's just like,
why not?
A lot of times, don't take it like, don't take it like we're trying to, make you jealous or trying to remind you that we went and did this. It's kind of like, I think when females tell guys about other guys trying to holler at her, if it's genuine, it's more or less like an ode to the guy saying, I fuck with you like way harder.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely never an intention. She doesn't even tell me about it. I don't ask about it. I know what happens. I just accept it, which goes back to the initial conversation. Babe, I'm going to accept the fact that some of the shit you wear, your ass is going to be like pow. I just got to fucking deal with it. Unless I want you to dress, in a damn robe or something all day. I just got to deal with it. But just don't ask my opinion, because I know she values my opinion. And if I say something, she's not going to do it. And I don't want to feel like, I understand compromise, but I don't want you to suppress a part of who you are. Like she does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
if it gets to the extent where somebody has to change who they are, you know what I'm saying, the type of creativity or the person they are, like, if you change my style, you're stifling who I am as a person.
Exactly. And I do have a limit. I have a limit, but and I do feel like with time though, I also do feel like with time it should change. Like when we have kids, like I would like to see a bit more, not that it's inappropriate, but just, you know what I mean? Like I feel like if you love and respect each other and y'all have the conversation, then you should say, you know what I'm saying? Like my number one go-to is, how would you feel if I did it to you? Like that ain't always 100% accurate, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm seriously not trying to be funny, but, and I didn't realize it in college. You know what I mean? When I wore, slacks and stuff like that, I used to buy flat front pants, and some of my homegirls would be like, shut up, Alex. Some of my homegirls would be like, Rob, like, I can see. And I was like, I didn't know. I'm chilling, looking at girls, whatever.
Why were they looking down there?
Yeah, because they're women, just like we look. And they used to always, like, we used to have jokes basically, but I was like, when I learned from that, and I said, you know what, I'm not gonna buy flat front pants anymore because that's showing too much. And this is 2005, 6. And to this day, I won't buy those style of pants because of that. And even before even before me and Bae went to Jamaica, I was trying on all the outfits on Skype, and she was like, "Oh no, you're not wearing those shorts." Like, and I was like, "What you talking about?" Yeah, I was like, "What you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? So it was an open dialogue, open conversation, and I wasn't offended by. I do like them shorts though, but them joints was fly. But I wasn't offended or mad or upset or anything. But I understood. Like, I don't ever want to put you in a position to where you're uncomfortable, and we both have to compromise, because I don't want to sacrifice who I am, but I am willing to make adjustments because of you. So I think at the end of the day, y'all, you know, just taking a post as a surface conversation, taking the whole fiance thing out, because if that's your fiance and she, you know what I'm saying, that's different. But if it's just the person you're with, you know, that's a conversation piece, and that's why communication is so important, because you got to remember the same things that she had that attracted you. You got to keep that in mind. That's a part of who she is. Now, granted, that wasn't what attracted me to her. It was her personality, but it's a conversation. I gained more respect for her because that's not the first time she's asked me that. And I was just like, wow, like, she really gives a fuck. Like, most girls, you know, not most girls, that's a bad generalization. A lot of people don't care. They're like, I'm wearing this and you're going to do what? Like, I've had people like that. And they knew it was provocative or whatever. Well, this is what I'm wearing, and you kind of looking for me to start with you. I'm not gonna say nothing. That's fine.
Nah, I'm going to say now. That's why I said now. If it's genuine, if you guys are genuine with each other, because I'm pretty sure I'd have wore some shit. A nigga be like, I'm just not. Get out the door. So I mean, I've already, you know what I'm saying. I've already learned that. And again, there are moments when I go out my significant other, but I'm gonna be honest, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going out with my significant other. Every blue moon we do, but normally if I'm going out with the girls. Just because I know potentially what could happen in the type of environment, you know what I'm saying, type of men I talk to. They are possessive.
Right.
They are very protective. So, right. and I know how it is. I know how to handle myself among men and stuff, how to know nicely deny, keep it moving. But like you said, some men still don't, you know, that's not enough. So to even avoid all that, unless it's like close friends, you know what I'm saying, at the house or some shit where we all hanging out, I typically don't go out with my significant other.
Right. And I think that makes a difference. Like, you going out, niggas are going to be there like, hold on. Versus me being with you, then I just got to do some push-ups because I got to be ready to fight niggas just in case. Yeah, like, when we were in Jamaica, she was saying the same thing. Oh. No, well, in Jamaica, you know, she had bathing suits on, and I'm like, she's like, well, what do you think? I'm like, yo, you can't, there's nothing you can do, babe. It's fine. I'm with you, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you had them cheeks like that and I wasn't with you, I might have felt a smidgen different, but I'm with you. So it's like, it's whatever. And you're not going to be the only one looking like that because it's the environment and the scenario that we're in, and you can't hide it. So that.
And then with the dudes that I talk to, it's more or less, and I be trying to tell the dudes, stay out my face. It don't be for my significant other's safety. It's for yours.
Right. Right. Because y'all, and that's like, the other thing, too, like, I don't, you know, and it's never okay. It's never okay. It's never okay. But, you know what I mean? You're going to attract attention with whatever you have on. Like, you're going to, whether that's your intention or not, you're going to attract that attention. So sometimes fellas, I know it's a place of protection, but you got to come off the right way. You can't come off mad. It's like, babe, look, you about to go to whatever festival or concert. Like, nigga, I'm not gonna be there. Niggas gonna be there, and I'm looking at the way you dress. Like, I feel like niggas might try you, or someone might grab you, and I don't think that's a good idea for that environment. How hard is it to say that versus, nah, you not wearing that? Because when you try to tell a woman what to do, that's the worst thing you could ever do.
I think it's the approach.
Like you said, exactly, that's the approach. Now, if you come to me and you like, babe, I know you getting ready to go to this spot, and I know how the niggas is down there. I don't want you wearing something that's tight, you know, or wearing that dress to something pop off. I need you to be able to go or split. Okay, cool.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm going to edit that out. Like, go or split. I got to use that excuse. Go ahead.
Or even like it's different when I'm walking out the door. Where the fuck you going with that on? Who the fuck you finna go see?
Yeah.
You ain't wearing that shit. No, because then you turning me off. Because one, you acting like I'm your property, and then two, you acting like you new to this shit. I was wearing this shit before I met you. I was wearing this shit before I had kids.
I was wearing it when I met you.
Right.
But you know what?
But that's one of my biggest. But honestly, it's not big to some people. But my style is big to me just because I express myself through my style.
You do,
and it's not always provocative. Like sometimes I dress like a straight nigga, or I get on like the Harajuku shit as far as like how Japanese style and stuff goes. Like it's different. It's very different. But if I want to put on that bad bitch status, I can. But don't say that to me when I switch it up.
All right. Can I jump in for a second?
Tag.
Yeah, it's pretty much, a lot of guys, just to co-sign what Rob was saying.
Don't co-sign me.
Shut up. What I'm saying, like, you know what? Some guys may have the best of intentions, and then, they're protective and they're territorial. They might just come off the wrong way, but meaning something different, like you were saying, Biff. Hey, you know what? You ain't fixing to go out the house like that, but you know what? Try to look at the source why he's saying it. You know what I mean? So a lot of times it's just if the communication is there, I think all will work out. But again, my final part on it is you just have to see where you are with that person, and that will dictate how you should handle it.
And my final thoughts is, you know what I'm saying? When you love and you care and you respect someone, you should carry and present yourself as such. And that you should never give that person a reason to question that, or you should never show them a side of you that may make them raise their eyebrow, say, "Oh wow, really? That's okay."
Yeah,
like
But that's something new. Yeah, you ain't never did no shit like that.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know what I'm saying, the person who's on the opposite end, you got to step up and say something. Like, if something's bothering you or you don't like it, that's part of the vulnerable, mushy part.
Yeah,
you know
don't sit there with the boo-boo face or sit there and start arguments or sit there and trying to manipulate or get some shit popped off because you're uncomfortable or because you're not mature enough to say, excuse me, I'm uncomfortable here and this is why.
And I would tell y'all fellas, I'm going to tell you fellas, I love y'all, man. Listen to your boy. I'm not going to go into details, but me and my babe had a talk like that. And I felt like a punk ass motherfucker. I did. Because I'm not a jealous type dude. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, shut up. But when you love somebody, when you love somebody and you care, like, your thoughts and feelings change. So I have to really sometimes stop, and because I'm 0 to 100, you know what I'm saying? So I have to stop and think about what I'm going to say before I pop off and do something crazy. We ended up laughing about it in the end, but she was like, okay, babe, I understand. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do nothing crazy or wrong or nothing, but I just felt the way, and I was like, oh my God, like, this side of me is still there. Like, it's still there. So, guys, you gotta be comfortable and confident enough to do that, because if you don't, you're going to hold it in, and before you know it, it turns into something else. But you never said anything.
Yep.
So,
address it before it mutates into something.
My phone's getting ready to die, but
shut up.
I feel like tonight's conversation was actually very it was good. I actually it was a lot of great ideas and a lot of viewpoints that were brought from each of us, and I actually enjoyed tonight's show. It was, it's a little bit of everything. Typically it's me chopping off Alex's head and Bob's the rest.
Wait.
But we had a good conversation tonight. I am so proud of us, y'all. We have come a long way.
Yeah, we did.
Check your group text message, Biff.
Me and Alex did not argue on the podcast. This is a major milestone.
Biff, that was only one time. Everybody was saying it was one time.
Wait,
no,
Biff,
Alex, we argue every time.
Biff, check the group text, Biff.
Oh, God. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, somebody.
Not seen that. No, you walk around that magic market dick.
I'm gonna post it. post that. I'm gonna post it. If y'all want to know what we're laughing at right now, check the. I'm gonna post it in the Facebook group.
Oh man,
it's not all there, but you see it. Okay,
oh, man.
We out of here. We love y'all. Don't forget.
Right. We love y'all. Stay relaxed, stay proud, stay evil, and stay down. And we will definitely catch you guys next week. I think later on this week we actually have a special guest.
We do have a special guest.
So we will actually get back to you guys next week. Again, thank you for participating in the group. The dialogue was wonderful. Keep doing it. Keep engaging. And we'll keep including you in the podcast. And we'll catch you next week.
I'm not finished. Anyway. Yeah, bye, Biff. Don't forget you can listen to us on SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, all those places. Please join the
you did it out of order, Biff. That wasn't me.
Please join the. I was in the middle of saying goodbye and you came in. Pause.
What?
So, join the Facebook group From My Experience Podcast.
From the back.
FME.
Yo, what the heck?
FMB_podcast on Instagram. Check the links below in the description for all of our all of our social media stuff. Again, we appreciate y'all. We have like Biff said, a very special guest. We're starting to get some more, I mean, for lack of a better word, high profile people, y'all. Like, we're getting some serious people, some serious interest. And it's because y'all continue to support. And it always makes it easier to speak about these things and put ourselves out there like that when we know that y'all are listening and someone could be gaining something from this or learning something from this, because we had to go through it so y'all won't have to.
You wouldn't have to.
That's a lie. But
exactly.
We love y'all. Alex, you got any peace out words? I gotta do some push-ups, man. I'm getting man boobs.
Wow. You little Mitch. Oh.
Wow, she's taking our turns, bro.
You didn't even come up with Mitch, you Mitch.
Wow. You know what? No comment.
Seymour came up with Mitch because he doesn't use profanity.
Well, yeah,
that is so weird to me how he uses like the fake cuss words.
I had a college roommate who do that. He wouldn't say nigga, he would say jigga instead. Shout out to Kurt Cromwell.
Or he say like darn. He says darn or
dang.
I'm like, you a grown man. You better say shit.
Oh my.
You not going to hell because you said the word shit.
You know he's a pastor. He ain't trying to.
Okay, all right. It's time to y'all going off on a tangent. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.